Hey guys, welcome to Whispers in Ink. I have a good one for you today, you guys. And not only am I here to inspire you, but I'm here to give you permission to try new things. And you guys, that includes colors that go together. All right, so I have a couple of tools for you when you're trying to figure out if colors would go together. One is free and one is pretty inexpensive. And you guys, I print them up, I get them printed, and I make them up myself. So just so you know, you have huge possibilities. So come on and let's create and show you and guide you a little bit on how you can pick some colors that go together. All right, first off, and I forgot to grab the cover. Sorry about that. Okay, so I have Stampin' Up! Offers an amazing tool, you guys. And I mean like it's an amazing tool. This is called a color coach. If you have a local demonstrator, she or they will just say they can print these up, these color coaches. Okay, Stampin' Up! Used to sell them, but they offer the color coach to demonstrators in their back office, okay, if you will. So what I have done is I've taken this tool and I have created a little cover for it, and just a little nod to myself. But I've printed these up at my local printer, and I get a pretty decent deal, and I offer the color coach itself, and you guys, it's all put together. I don't organize yours because I want you to organize them yourself, but they're bound here with a pin, okay, so that it all stays together. I didn't do that with mine because I like to be able to pull mine apart. Everybody's preferences are different, so there will be a hole in here and there will be a pin in here that allows you to fan these colors out. All right. Now, this tool, I charge $6 plus shipping, and shipping varies depending on where you live. All right, but $6, you guys, and most of the time, you guys, $10 out the door for this amazing tool. But here's one of the things that I love about printing these is that if you look on the back side, they're blank, okay? And the reason that I like the back blank is because let's say you found, and I picked Calypso Coral because I wanted to show you coordinating with my DSP, okay? I picked coral. If you found a color combination that you super duper love, you can actually write it back here, or you can punch out with a little 1/2-inch circle and glue them on here. There's a lot of possibilities with that back side, okay? So that's the non-free version of how to figure out what colors might go together, because as you can see, here's our Calypso Coral, Wild Wheat, Mossy Meadow. Maybe you don't have all those, which is okay. Do you have this one, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, or Pool Party? Well, I have Lost Lagoon and Calypso Coral. Well, that's what we're going to be using today. And then there's always 3 different colors to go together. And I always call the middle one the wild card because it's one that I don't typically think to put together. So let's take a look at this Fresh Freesia one. Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape. We've done that. Fresh Freesia, Smoky Slate, and Basic Gray. I've done that too. But this is what I'm talking about, the wild card. I personally would not have thought to put Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, and Fresh Freesia all on the same card. Okay? So let's take a look at, I'm going back to the coral one. because what I want to do is I want to bring in this softly stippled designer series paper. Okay, this is the softly stippled designer series paper, and I have a sample of it right here. And as you can see, we have Wild Wheat and Lost Lagoon. Wild Wheat and Lost Lagoon. And we're going to put, because I think both of those would look amazing with our Calypso Coral. So see, we have our Wild Wheat, Lost Lagoon, and the Calypso Coral. And I think that color combo looks really pretty. But I also think that's kind of falls into our wild card one, right? You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But here's the thing. Look, if you look on the pack of, oh, let me pull this down. Hang on. Hold the phone, is what I usually say, so we can actually see. Each pack of Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper has the colors listed. So it's Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Pebbled Path, Pool Party, and Wild Wheat. So all of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors, if you put all of those colors together in somewhat of a fashion, right, they're gonna go together. Now, let me just say that the Softly Stippled is a celebration item, so it's only available until the end of the day on Thursday. Time is of the essence, is what I'm trying to tell you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take Calypso Coral as my card base, okay? And then we're going to put a layer of Lost Lagoon, and then we're going to put this pretty designer series paper in here. See how nice that looks with the Lost Lagoon? And then check out how that pops. Isn't that pretty? Now, if I would have picked, let's see, do we have a... I think that might be our better avenue. Lost Lagoon. See how much this helps pull it together? Because you've got the coral in here, you've got the wild wheat in here. The only thing that isn't in this one is the Lost Lagoon, but I think I like that too, okay? So it's just a matter of going through and figuring out what colors speak to you. Remember I said that pick the colors that you like, okay? And I still think though, I like that one better. I like that, but I think I like this better. Okay, so now these were scrap pieces. All of this was scrap in my scrap bin, you guys. So, and including my white that I have down here. So what I want to do next is, I like this and I love this little bird right here, you guys. I don't know if you caught the video where I use this flower, but I'm loving this Inspirational Sketches stamp set. It's $25 stamp set. That gets you halfway to that free designer series paper. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make sure that this is 4 1/4, which it is, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna turn it long across the top, and I'm gonna use my, not my dark one, remember, dark is death, it means it's gonna kill our paper. So we're gonna take our lighter blade, our scoring blade, and we're gonna score our paper here. So now this is our card base. Why do we score that? I score my card bases because I personally think that it looks nicer. Then I'm going to take this Lost Lagoon piece, and it's already done for us. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's our next layer. And then this piece is 3 3/4. And remember, we go down 1/4 of an inch. And this one's going to be 3 3/4 by 5. All right, so here is this beautiful designer series paper and our card base. I'm going to use our bone folder. And this is what the front of our card is going to look like, just like that. Now, I really love, love, love this little bird, okay? So I brought in, because I have this layer here, and this Lost Lagoon is in here, so I brought in Lost Lagoon ink. Now, how do we measure, without the glare, how do we measure this stamp? Because I want our bird stamp to just be big enough. What I do is I usually take either my grid paper or we're going to use my glass mat, and I'm going to put my stamp in the corner, and I'm going to see how tall it is and how wide it is. So 2 inches would be wide enough by 3 inches. So if you were to measure this with your ruler, this could go 2 3/4 because it's at 2 1/2. But I like having a little bit of room around, because that way then I don't have to worry about whether I stamp it right, because sometimes that's an issue. So 2 inches is definitely wide enough, and we're going to go with 2 3/4. So measuring twice, right, just to double check. We're going to take this, we're going to do 2 inches wide by 2 3/4 inches tall, just like that. So our bird is going to fit perfectly on here. But then I want to put that Lost Lagoon layer underneath this. And you guys, layering your sentiments and layering your designer series paper or your focal image only adds a bit of interest to your card. So this one's going to now be 2 1/4 inches, 2 1/4 by 3 inches, so that we get that same even reveal all the way around, okay, once we do our stamping. Now I'm going to do, I love this enjoy the journey. I love that sentiment. But the sentiments in here are, I think I might change it to that. Grateful for you, because I need some thank you cards. And then I can do thank you for everything on the inside of the card. So we're going to change the sentiment out, the front sentiment. I love the enjoy the journey sentiment, but I think for what I need right now, the grateful for you is exactly what I need for that. Now, 3/4 of an inch is what I need for height. When I do sentiments, you guys, I don't worry about the length. I obviously make sure that it's long enough. If it's extra long, I don't worry too much about it. Okay, so here's for our sentiment piece. And then we need an inside, because we're going to do all of our stamping all at one time. All right. So our thank you for everything is going to go on the inside. We've got our bird. We've got our front sentiment. So now we're going to do all of our stamping, because we've got all of our cutting done. I'm going to take our Lost Lagoon ink, and we're going to ink up our stamp. Oh, you guys, this little bird is so stinking cute. Love it. Love it. I'm sorry if my head's in the shot, which it doesn't look like it was. So we're going to stamp our bird. Oh, look at how cute it looks in that Lost Lagoon, you guys. You guys, you can make your animals any color you want, just so you know. So here's what our card front's going to look like, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Okay, so then we're going to take our Grateful for You. We're going to stamp that there. Grateful for You. And then I'm going to take my bird and I'm going to very lightly, oh, that didn't, oh yeah, it did. Check that out. Very lightly, you can see that in there, okay? So then we're going to put our thank you for everything. And that will be our inside. Just a little shadow of that bird there. I think if I would have huffed it, it would have gotten a little bit too dark. So I think now here's all of our pieces. So the last thing is assembly, you guys. So, and oh, I forgot to tell you, this piece is 4 inches by 5¼ inches. All right, so we're going to take our glue. And remember, if you want to use a tape runner, you guys, that's fine. I like glue because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. But if you like a tape runner or a seal or whatever your preference is, that's fine. All right, so there's my little bird. And we're going to glue our Designer Series paper. There's our Wild Wheat color. Our Designer Series paper to our layering piece. Now, I thought about ribbon, but I know that not everybody likes ribbon. So I want to show you something though. Hang on. We have Lost Lagoon ribbon. This Lost Lagoon ribbon, I think, fits perfectly with this. How would I use this ribbon? Now, I know ribbon is scary for some folks, okay? But don't, and here's the thing, you guys, if you don't want to tie a bow, okay? If you don't want to loop your paper around and do that crazy bow tie-in, you could take your ribbon, just like this, and you could do 2 little bunny ears and loop them around and make a bow like this. Okay, here's your bow. I know I didn't cut it yet, so hold on. You could take this bow, just like this, and you're going to put your sentiment on, or your focal image on here, and then we're going to put our sentiment on here. Why couldn't we put that little, actually we could even make it smaller. That one's a little big. We could put this bow on with a glue dot right there, and then put our Grateful for You right on the top. And look at how pretty that looks. Super simple. And I think, you guys, I think we're going to do that. I know not everybody's got ribbon, but you guys, why not? Why not? Okay. So these are going to get glued. We got to finish this part, but I don't want to forget my inside. So we're going to glue this first, this piece. Remember, I said glue, runner, it's all the same. Whatever you want to use. All right, so there's that. This piece I'm going to glue because, and this is something, you guys, that you need to plan for, okay? So I want to put this up on dimensionals, and I'm going to end up putting this on a dimensional too because of where the bow is going to sit. So this piece gets glued down because, you guys, it's still got to go through the post office, right? We're at the mercy of the post office when it comes to postage. And my post office, my local post office, they are super funny, and I mean like super funny, about postage. And I don't mean funny, ha ha. I mean very particular. Okay, so here's our bird on the dimensionals. If you want, you can put one in the middle if you're worried about the saggy belly, which I talk about a lot. All right, so we got that. And I think I'm going to move our bird to about right there because I want to see the Lost Lagoon parts, right? And look at, even just that to me is pretty. All right. But let's talk about glue dots. Where are my glue dots? Right here. Let's talk about this ribbon now. We made this little bunny ear bow piece, and we're going to take your pick tool. Take your pick tool. Oh, you guys, I love this thing. And we're going to put our bow right there. And then we're going to put our sentiment right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my big scissors, because sometimes I cut straighter with my big scissors. Don't ask me. I have no idea. I know I'm crazy. It's all good. And then we're going to find the middle. We're going to cut up because that way then it'll get us to the middle of our sentiment. And then from the corner to that corner is where we're going to cut for our flag. It makes it look fancy, you guys. If you don't care for that, then don't do it. So now this is going to go right here. And I'm going to put a dimensional here. And I think I'm trying to see if it's going to sit. No, it'll be a bump. Okay. Apparently I need to clean my scissors. So we got one dimensional there. I'm going to put another dimensional up at the front. And then this goes on the front. Like that. So there's our card. You guys, it's not complicated. Don't overthink it. If you're interested in a color coach, you guys, reach out and ask me questions. You can put in the comment section. You can also send me an email right there. Okay? Could you have skipped the ribbon? Yes, you could have skipped the ribbon. And I was thinking of pulling in these in color dots. All right, I was going to use those, but I think I like the ribbon better. I know. I like my ribbon, you guys. There's no doubt about it. But anyway, so here is the card. Look at what we got. Calypso Coral as our card base. Lost Lagoon as our layering piece. And then there's some Wild Wheat and Pebbled Path in there. So here's our three colors. Okay. So took the colors from the designer series paper. Now, we could, and maybe we will next week, we'll talk about taking colors and we'll just use straight cardstock to create a card next time. If that's something that interests you, make sure to comment below, you guys, because if you don't, then I don't know. If you have any questions, you guys, and I mean any questions there are, please know, with my heart of hearts, you guys, there are no stupid questions when it comes to how to figure out what colors go together, okay? There are no stupid questions. So please ask. I am happy to help if I can, all right? The Color Coach Designer Series paper, that's where I get all of my color combinations. And some of them, kind of like this one, it can be a little wacky. Like, I don't know that I would have put the Calypso Coral with that Lost Lagoon. So, but I really like how it turned out. I think it's happy. Just one more peek. I think it's happy. It's pretty. Would it have been much more, I like the wild card color, okay? Would it have been a little bit more subdued if we would have used that wild wheat? Probably, all right? So if you are one that likes things a little bit more subtle, then that section, this middle section here, might not be for you. And that's okay. But remember, we are being brave and we're trying new things, you guys. So, because I know you can do it, I hope that you have an amazing day getting crafty, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this encouraged you to be brave, and try a new color combination that speaks to your heart. Because, you know, all those purples are all speaking to me. Always. So, thanks for joining me, you guys. Have a great day getting crafty, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, guys.